Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm Charlie and today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the brand new iPhone 12 Pro. The 12 Pro Max was just introduced during Apple's October event nearly a month ago. Now that pre-orders finally came up about a week ago, I'm going to be reviewing one. This is going to be one of my new personal phones, and because I haven't upgraded in almost 4 years, I'm super excited to open it up. So without further ado, let's get to the unboxing. Now starting off with the hardware, the Pro Max is definitely on the larger side and apparently one of the heaviest phones Apple's ever introduced, and you can definitely tell by the weight and feel of it. But honestly, that's kind of what I like about this phone. It's quite a large phone, feels really good in the hand, very premium materials as well. The metal ring around the phone is made out of stainless steel and it looks really pretty, and then the rest of it is made out of glass. The front of the phone has a ceramic shield, and although this is supposed to be a very strong layer of glass, I've already put a tempered glass screen protector just in case, and this is actually the privacy filter kind, which is why you can't see it when it's put at an angle. The phone is still using Apple's proprietary Lightning connector, which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that Lightning connector is decently durable and I can still use all my previous Apple accessories with it, but the bad thing is that it's not as fast or as efficient as USB-C, and charging could have been dramatically increased with USB-C, however they never planned to go with it. Two main reasons they kept Lightning was because number one, they need more money, and number two, USB-C isn't as reliable as Lightning. Lightning's a bit more sturdy, more robust, and I don't think they want people coming in with broken connectors anytime soon. This Pro Max is fitted with a MagSafe clear case. Now MagSafe is one of the new features Apple's introduced this year with the iPhone 12 line. Basically what MagSafe is, I don't actually have a MagSafe charger to demonstrate with because it's still coming in the mail, but basically what MagSafe is, it's basically a little wireless charger that magnetically snaps onto the back of the case. You can also buy little accessories like a little wallet edition, which also magnetically snaps on. But I've heard some people say that it's not the best accessory. However, MagSafe's looking pretty good for the future. I've already seen some cool MagSafe products I'm going to try getting my hands on. One notably one is a 3-in-1 charger from Belkin, which charges your watch, phone, and AirPods at the same time. It sort of levitates the phone and it looks quite cool, so I'm going to see if I can try and get one of those when it comes out during the winter. The screen on the iPhone 12 Pro Max is a 6.7-inch all-screen OLED display. This is one of Apple's first ever 6.7-inch iPhones, and it marks the largest screens ever on an iPhone. This year, Apple's put their A14 Bionic chip into the iPhone 12. They claim this to be the fastest chip in an iPhone ever made. Battery life is also supposed to be very good. Obviously, the battery life on this phone is going to be better than the smaller phones because there's more space to fit a battery. But I've been using this phone for about 2 days now, and I think the battery is very good, and certainly a lot better than the iPhone 7 that I've been using for the past 4 years. Apple's new camera system this year is quite similar to last year's. We've got the ultra-wide camera, the wide camera, and the telephoto camera. Now, these cameras are quite similar to the ones last year, however, they're slightly better, and one of the main new features is a new LiDAR scanner, which will be a lot better for nighttime photos and for augmented reality. The 12 Pro Max is also one of the first phones Apple's ever made that can support 5G signals. Now 5G is relatively new, came out about 1 or 2 years ago, and it's definitely a lot faster than 4G. Now most people live in a country that doesn't have 5G, so people are thinking, hey, why does Apple have to put 5G on now? I mean, 5G isn't that popularized everywhere. However, if you're like me and live in a country that is loaded with 5G towers, where it's basically standardized, 5G is very helpful. It's a lot faster than 4G, and you can definitely tell. Now, obviously, the iPhone 12 Pro Max is a very good phone. However, what do I have to complain about? I think one of the worst things about this phone that I can think of is the fingerprints. This phone is an absolute fingerprint magnet, and no matter how much you clean your hands, they seem to always leave some kind of residue. I don't know if it's just me or everyone has this, but in other reviews that I've seen, people seem to really complain about the fingerprint issue. Another thing I'd like to complain about are the contents in the box. I'm quite disappointed that they took out all the extra accessories like the power brick, earphones, and dongle. Mainly because the phone this year is still the same price as last year's phone. However, they're taking most of everything out. Now, according to Apple, this is supposed to be for environmentalists' sake, but the thing is that they're still keeping the prices the same, even though they could have taken the prices down. And what I think is just Apple being greedy, and they're just still trying to take more money off of you no matter what. And even though people have been complaining about this one for years, I'm still quite annoyed that the notch is the same size. I mean, it had some potential to get smaller, but there isn't really anything you can do about it. The main problem that I have with the notch is you still can't see the battery percentage without having to go into a drop-down menu. And now you're probably wondering, how good are the cameras on the 12 Pro? Well, I've done a test against my previous phone, the 7 Plus. I went on a long walk, and I decided to take a few pictures of the scenery and some videos to do a comparison. Alright, let's start with the camera test. So the first picture we're going to be taking a look at is this picture of my cat. And this is a good example to see really what the difference is. Now, one of the things you'll notice in most of these pictures is that the actual picture itself is a lot more foggy or diluted on the 7, whereas on the 12 Pro, it's actually a lot sharper and clearer. Now this next picture, I'd actually like to favor the 7 Plus. I don't know if this picture is overexposed or not on the Pro Max, but it does look a bit whiter in certain areas, especially by the top of the hill. However, where the Pro Max does succeed is the grass is definitely a lot more vibrant and green, whereas the 7 Plus, it's slightly more washed out. The next photo was taken with the portrait mode. Now, honestly, compared to the iPhone 7 Plus, the 12 Pro Max actually looks really good. It definitely captures the detail and color way better, and the blurry bit in the background is actually a lot cleaner. On the 7 Plus, there's a slight overcast over to the sign area. Meanwhile, on the Pro Max, it's all perfect and uniform. This next photo is more of a landscape image. As you can see on the 7 Plus, the colors are a bit more vibrant, whereas on the Pro Max, it's a bit more subtle and realistic. I think one of the biggest differences I can tell from these photos is the reflection of the water looks a lot better on the Pro Max and the 7 Plus. And of course, the Pro Max has a lot more detail. Here's another landscape image, and as you can see again, Pro Max has better colors, more details. 7 Plus is slightly washed out, but it looks alright, besides the fact that it's a bit blurrier, but otherwise I think it looks alright. The final daytime image example I'm going to be demonstrating is the camera function. Now obviously it's overexposed on the 12 Pro Max, which is my fault, but you can tell it's a lot more smoother as it pans out the landscape. You can definitely see it isn't as shaky, and it's a lot smoother and more professional than the 7 Plus. Now let's get to the nighttime pictures, and this is where the Pro Max really shines compared to the 7 Plus. You can obviously see there's a lot more detail, and there's even a bit of gradient in the image as well, sort of near the middle. Now this is with the flash completely off, and you can totally tell the Pro Max looks way better. And this is because the LiDAR technology they've put into this year's phone, so it's even better than it's ever been. This photo out of all the photos I've taken might be the highest contrast I've seen between these phones. You can definitely see there's way more detail in the Pro Max than the 7 Plus. And this isn't even with the flash on. You can really see everything with it, and the 7 Plus doesn't come nearly as close. This last video test is almost as clear as day and night. You can definitely see on the 12 Pro Max, it's a lot more vibrant. You can see way more. On the 7 Plus, it's very dark and blurry. You can also tell that the colors are very nice. On the 12 Pro Max, you can really see the blues shine in this video. Because the cameras are so good on this phone, I've decided I'm going to be making it the new camera for the YouTube channel. But how will that look, you may ask? Let's find out. And there we go. So that'll conclude this review on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Would I recommend it? Definitely. The price is a bit high, like a lot of iPhones and Apple products, but I still think the build quality is absolutely incredible for such a phone. I certainly think that this is a good phone that'll last you for a very long time, so if you're willing to put some of the money into it, I certainly recommend it. I've also had the chance to check out the iPhone 12 mini, which is my dad's phone, and if you want something a little cheaper and a little smaller, I certainly recommend the mini. It is quite a cool phone as well. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below for what you want me to do next. I have more videos coming up in the future, so stay tuned for that, and thank you all so much for watching.